Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the card system. Now there's a few things about the card system that we need to know. There's six categories. Destroyer, which is always attack and magic attack. Battle, which is always attack, magic attack. Then we have longevity, which is HP physical defense. And then you have the durability, which is HP magic. And then the last two are both spirit. Spirit's a new stat that pretty much makes you relevant late game. If you don't have spirit, you're not really relevant to other players. You don't. There, it's virtually. It's actually useless in PVE. But if you want to be relevant in PvP, you need them. But yeah, those are gonna be the six stats that you're gonna be worried about. There are four levels, technically five, but I don't think any of these technically exist at the moment, so we don't have to worry about those. Um, CPACs, your bread and butter. Virtually useless. Never want to see these in your build. You will have to use them early levels and early game just because they're the only ones available to you. But at the moment you get a B card, immediately just put in your put those in instead. Like even if they don't have the set bonus, they're just gonna be better. A level is endgame. That's what you're shooting for. This is you're gonna want cards that are in either the multi card sets. So maybe War Song or Dark Lord is pretty much what everyone shoots for. Another one maybe Abaddon, uh, Seed of Torment, Skynet. Some of those are kind of good, but I would always tell people to go for Dark Lord Morai, because it doesn't have a S card in it. But Warsong City set does have an S card, so I would stay away from that. Essentially, the reason they're tiered is because the rarity of them, like any other card game, it matters. C cards is literally the booby prize. You don't want to ever see a C card. B card is another booby prize. A cards is where you're gonna want to start seeing them 100% of the time because that's how you get your end game set. So I can show you what I mean by a set is. So this card is actually part of a set. It's I think it's an Emissary of Light. Yeah, Emissary of Light, Shadow, and Void. And since I have all three of them equipped, actually, I get a 35% set boost. And that's the reason you want it, because if you get something like this, this is the War Song, no, this is the Dark Lord of Morai set, you get a 70% stat boost increase from these cards. Not like the total thing, but just as a total thing. So that's actually insane. So basically, instead of getting 266 what is physical attack, I would end up getting around, what is that? Just some quick napkin math. Looking somewhere in the neighborhood of like 430, 440, which is insane. Like that's actually insane. Just from one for having all cards, and then the other reason why the tiers exist is because for each different tier, you actually get to eat the other tiers, and they give you more. So let's say, I'm gonna try to pick one that has nothing in it. I don't think this one has anything in it, but this one is also physical resist, so maybe not that one. You know what? I'll just do this one. So basically, right here, you'd go to your War Avatar bag, which this is the one open. You'd pick C. I usually pick B because sometimes I have B cards. I just go to Batch Devour. It'll eat the blue one, and it went up by 1 EXP. I'm not sure. It was 0, but now it's 1. But now that you can see that, like, if you look where it says current class BM required, whatever. But the important part is the EXP gained after being devoured. It used to be 5, but I ate one of them, which was valued at 1, and now it's valued at 6. So this is actually very important because that means that you can actually feed all your cards into cards that you don't even plan to keep for very long. You think that you're gonna hold on to them, but they're not gonna be your end game set. You can actually feed your old cards into that card with no downside. So the only reason I'm holding these over here is because they actually belong to a set. So as soon as these what the wait, do I have a full set? No, I can't read. Okay. Um what is it? So you can actually use your old cards to feed your new cards with no downside. That way you don't have a million C cards just waiting to be eaten by an S class. Let's say like this S card right here. I was stupid. I thought that if you were to like if you did that, then you wouldn't actually get the full benefit. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just feed all your cards to your best cards, and then eventually you'll get the cards you actually want, and then you can feed all your cards to those cards. And the two places you can get, or the three places you can get cards, the probably the most easiest would probably be just questing. Questing once you hit 100, once you reawaken, you'll get a quest line both in the perfect world and in primal world to get a bunch of cards, and you just complete the quest super easy, not hard, and you get a bunch of cards and a crap ton of exp and a lot of vitae. But the other way would be Silverflow Palace. Now that's the number one way, in my opinion, to get it, because you get rewarded like a bajillion cards every run, and that's probably the number one way to just level all your cards to get A cards. There's three modes. Well, I'll go over it once I get to Silverflow Palace, but I think that's the number one way. The other way is actually brand new. The only problem is I wouldn't recommend the Icebound Underground, or yeah, I think it's called Underground. I wouldn't suggest that to get cards just because it's not. It's there's better things to get as returning player from there. Although if you do have the one thing that is the best out of it already, then yeah, that would be another way for you to farm cards. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else. Oh yeah, there's this thing called Numa. Uh, it's 100% pointless. I don't know why they have it in the game, but it is important for you to level up. So basically, you kill bosses. You can check which bosses drops the Newman for you. You can go farming them if you want it. I usually don't bother just because it UCH usually drops enough. That's another thing. UCH will always drop a tier 7 one, and that's usually really good for farming um, your Newman. And that's probably the reason why you will end up returning to any of the old dungeons. Like if someone needs help in World Chat, and you have a a Newman drop in there, it's if you get something, they get something, and it's probably pretty good. You can always just take them. Don't even care. You don't even have to care about what is it? You don't even have to care about the restriction on the Newman. Just eat the Newman as soon as you get it. Don't even worry about it. Eventually you'll get a max. Don't really have to worry about it. Just eat it whenever you see it. Yeah, that's about it for the card system. Oh, and the leadership. The leadership, it's annoying. Just get it up to whatever you need it to. I would suggest 13, 14. I mean 13, 12, 14 if you're really unlucky, but that's about it. It's there's no way to actually get your leadership up without cash shopping unless you farm the coin and then pay someone to coin for the gold. But yeah, you will have to cash up to get that higher, or farm and get the gold to get that up. But you will need it eventually because some of these cards do take leadership. This one takes 1, and this one takes 3. Like, they're the same class, it's just RNG on how much they cost each. I got unlucky on this one, but I got super lucky on this one. So, it happens. There's really not much more to go over after that, though. Yeah, that's about it on the War Avatar for real this time. Have a good one.